Tom Brady's personal assistant, Alex Guerrero, everyone knows TB12 and all that stuff, right, told the Boston Herald, and I quote, "It was like Bill never really, I think his emotions or feelings never evolved with age. As Tom got into his late 30s or early 40s, I think Bill was still trying to treat him like that 20-year-old kid that he drafted. And all the players, I think, realized Tom was different. He's older, so he should be treated differently. And all the players, none of them would have cared that he was treated differently. I think that was such a Bill thing. He never evolved. So you can't treat someone who's in his 40s like they're 20. It doesn't work."
Alex Guerrero, his trainer, is speaking how Tom felt. Even if Tom gave him the floor to speak on his behalf or whatever the case is, and I clearly understand where Brady would be coming from on feeling a certain way. It's hard for me to believe after 20 years, Tom Brady didn't get any wiggle room at all in New England. Any. Did he get as much as he wanted? Probably not. But you can't tell me in 20 years that Tom Brady didn't get any wiggle room.
So it seems to me, let me see if I'm getting this straight. What Guerrero is saying may be an accurate reflection, and I think it's an accurate reflection of how Tom Brady feels, right? But as far as like there are feelings, someone perceives a situation, then there's the reality of the situation. And you're saying he may have felt that way, and maybe Belichick could have done more, but it's hard for you to believe that Belichick didn't evolve at least in that direction a bit, right? It's hard to believe that.
What do you want? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because he didn't go into specifics. He just said treat it like he's 20 years old. What was it? Hey, come on time. Make sure you're lifting weights. Like, what are we talking about?
I think there's Jay, I think there's a certain tone. Like, if you enter a relationship with someone, like an older person, right? Any kind of mentor type, whatever it is, it's at a certain point. Sometimes there comes to a point. This can happen with a parent or an older sibling or whatever. Where you're like, hold up, I'm a man now, or I'm in a different phase of life now. You're still talking to me like it was in the beginning, but it's not the beginning anymore.
Well, obviously, Tom expressed his frustrations about that for, 18 months? He kind of talked about it, right? It is interesting on Alex Guerrero, though, because there's a lot of history there. Bill Belichick banned him from the team playing. Actually didn't give him credentials to be on the sideline anymore. So it seems like there was a rift there between, and also he was not only his trainer, he was his business partner and a couple of different things too. So, that relationship seems like it was a little bit tethered to a degree.
Let's not forget, the reporting at least was that players on the team, when they had an issue or they wanted to, were going to TB12, right, Keith?
Yeah, they were going to TB12 to get looked at, checked out, worked out, whatever the case is, instead of using the advice of the actual physical trainers that are in the part of the New England Patriots. But it's just, I want to know, what is it that TB12 is looking for? Like, when you say he was treating him like what? Because there's only so much treatment you could do to a professional athlete as a coach. Hey, you can't go home and we're on a road trip. We want you to fly back with us. We're not giving you an extra room. You don't have this time. Like, what was it that made him feel that way?
The lack of avocados, probably, You go to Guerrero's bringing the avocados
But wait, Key, you've been with Bill. And I think we saw Bill Belichick really adjust and adapt, right, this past offseason with all the free agent acquisitions that he made.
He had to.
Yeah, well, he had to. He was forced to. Well, that's a great point by you. Has he always adapted? Or has it kind of been, hey, this is the way it is when you're part of my team. This is what our winning formula is, and we're not changing it for anybody.
I don't, as far as his concept of the way they go about winning, it's pretty much all been the same. But from a personal standpoint, he is who he is, right? I don't think he's going to change to the degree that people probably would want him to. When you are 40 years old, Max, or not even 40, when you are a veteran player in the league, through my experience as being coached by 4 different head coaches or 5 different head coaches in my tenure, every single head coach treated players differently. Mm-hmm. Bill Parcells, I had him when I was young, had him when I was older. he treated me even when I was younger the same as when I was older. When I had Tony Dungy, he treated me different than he treated some of the other players because he knew, okay, I got Key needs, this is what he needs.
More than one way to get it done because he's a great head coach.
Key wants to go home on a Monday and fly back on a Wednesday, not a problem. So it's all different. Where Gruden said, no, he has to stay and work out with everybody. Totally different.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.